P. Push. This is the way. Damian Lillard. All right. Damian Lillard has requested a trade. Finally, all the little clues, all the Instagram nonsense, he finally requests a trade. We're going to talk about everything that happened in one day in free agency. All it took was one day in free agency for a lot of stuff to fall down. I told my man Kid Trunks, in a matter of hours, people were going to make signing to teams. It wasn't going to take a whole day for people to convince themselves that they wanted to stay with a certain team. They want that money. They want that bag. They discussed this before free agency even hit. So the minute things become legalized for free agency to start, for people to make their pick, it was going to be on. Kyrie Irving resigns with the Dallas Mavericks. Now they're going to have to build around Luka and Kyrie. They're going to be title contenders for the Western Conference. But talk about the winners and the losers for one day of free agency. But the biggest fish in the sea right now, Damian and James Harden, are going to be on a move. They're going to go to another team. Question is, what team? Now, the Blazers are a funny, interesting story. Let's talk about the Blazers. They signed Jeremy Grant to that big-ass contract to please Dame Dollar. Why would you give Jeremy Grant all that money, knowing that was Dame Dollar's man, and Dame wanted him to stay on the team? Because if the man requested a trade, not only did he did the Portland Trail Blazers dirty, he probably promised them in that meeting that, hey, okay, I'm going to stay on the team. Just sign Jeremy Grant. They signed Jeremy Grant, and the minute they sign him, he flips and says, I want to be traded. See what I mean by players have all the leverage? All that contract shit don't mean nothing. Like my man I told who's the Denver Nuggets fan, I told him contracts mean nothing in today's NBA. Stop talking to me about this player signed this money, this player signed that money. It don't mean jack shit. Every contract is movable. Every playable is movable. Nobody is untouchable. If I could touch you, I could move you. If I could move you, you could go to another team. You are not invincible. Everybody can be touched. Anybody can get it. All right? So contracts don't mean jack shit. Stop telling me about this team is over the tax. It don't mean jack shit. If they want to get you out of there, they're going to get you out of there. If they want to whack you, they're going to whack you. Soprano style. Okay? Goodfella style. What are you talking about? They're going to get you out of there. Simple. And players know that they got all the leverage. So this is why they're able to do all this funny business. Right? This is why they're able to do all this funny business and get away with it. Players could literally toy around with a franchise because for the fun of it. I will close your heaven for the hell of it. Push. Right? Simple. Lakers got role players. That's nothing big. The big news is Dame Dollar. We talking about superstars. Lakers been swapping role players in and out. Don't mean nothing. Well, it's only the second day in free agency, so we got to see what happens. Now, if Dame ends up going to a team like the Knicks, which is stupid because we got Jalen Brunson, that's dumb. Now, from what my understanding is, Dame Dollar requesting a trade to the Clippers, Miami Heat, and I forgot the other team. So Miami Heat, a lot of people said Miami Heat took some losses. Okay. Miami Heat may tuck some losses, but here's the thing. They got Josh Richardson. He could replace Gabe Vincent. So that's an equal replacement. But they had to clear up cap space because they thought Dame was going to leave. Miami is the number one suitors for Dame Dollar. You always take the superstar. Dame Dollar is a guy that was averaging over 30 points a game. 30 points a game. You don't leave 30 points a game sitting there and not go all in for it. So, of course, the Miami Heat is going to go after Dame Dollar. They're going to finesse the Portland Trailblazers, give them duty balls, give them a bunch of bag of chips and Doritos, because the Portland Trailblazers are handicapped. If a player say he wants to leave, you're never going to get equal value. Never. You got a toxic situation, because if you keep that guy on the team, he's going to continue to run your team through the mud. It's going to get ugly, ugly, ugly day by day. So the Portland Trailblazers have no advantage in this. They're going to end up trading Dame to a team and getting pickles back for it. They're not going to even get meat between their hot dog. There won't be no patty on their burger. They're going to get a veggie burger with no meat, because they're not going to get equal value. And that's what happens, right? That's what happens when that situation comes about. Nah, everybody is not gone. A bunch of role players are still available. All right. And some of the guys that re-signed, guys that was supposed to re-sign back, you know that was going to happen. It's only one day, bro. We got plenty of days to go. This is the second day of free agency, and we already got the bombshell that Dame Dollar wants to be traded. That's going to bypass all those rest of those role players. The second biggest story is James Harden. The two biggest stories is Dame Dollar and James Harden. Two all-time greats. So, of course, people are going to, and I will say this. I think Houston Rockets, you really committed to Fred VanVleet? Really? I mean, I realized you had to spend money on somebody, but why the fuck did you pick Fred VanVleet? You probably didn't know the Portland Trailblazers were going to get rid of Dame. But Portland Trailblazers is going to be just fine. All right? They're going to be just fine. They get to keep all their players except for Dame. Because any team that trades for Dame, they're just going to get Dame. That's it. The prize is Dame. You're not going to get anything outside of Dame Dollar. You understand me? You're not going to get anything other than Dame. The Phoenix Suns, they signed a couple of role players. Nothing to go crazy over. Just a couple guys to fill their role and do their job. You can always find a bag of chips for cheap. You can find a bag of Doritos everywhere. You could go to your local 7-Eleven and get $1.50 bag of Doritos. Right? And that's what the Lakers did. They upgraded with a bunch of bag of Doritos. Long as they got their main core, which is Anthony Davis, LeBron James, right? Everybody else is just complementary pieces. And that's all that matters. You can argue they got better or not. It don't really make a difference. They got some of their main core. And Austin Reeves is their main core. Austin Reeves, Huchimara, the Japanese horror, Huchimara. Big deal. They got Cam Reddish, who I think ain't going to see no playing time. He's a junkie. He's a NBA flunky. He ain't going to get no playing time. He's probably just insurance just in case somebody get hurt. You got to understand, when you sign all these role players, only 8 to 9 guys get into rotation. So half of these guys won't even get no playing time. All right. They're just going to be sitting there being insurance in case some guys get hurt. LeBron is 38, so when he gets hurt, you probably give Cam Reddish some minutes. This is LeBron James insurance. But come on, let's get serious here. Most teams only play 8 to 9 guys in rotation. That's in the postseason. In the regular season, 10 guys, 11 guys, a little more guys get played because it's the regular season. So they let a lot of guys get some other run. But this is amazing right here. Dame is on the move. Dame is on the move. This is it. Shit is about to hit the fan. Because one team is going to get extremely better, while the Portland Trailblazers is going to take a step back. You could officially put the Portland Trailblazers in rebuilding mode. They're going to have, they got Anthony on there, Jeremy Grant, Scoot Henderson, Nurkic. They're going to have a solid cast that's going to be better for the future. And I think the Portland Trailblazers are going to move in a better direction without Dame Dollar. Now, all this other stuff calling him the best Trailblazer of all time, that's a bunch of bullshit. Dame Dollar is not the best Trailblazer of all time. In order to be the best player or even consider it for it, you got to at least lead your team to the finals. All right? Being an all-star is just being an all-star. A lot of guys could be an all-star. There's levels to this. You ain't the best player in your team franchise by just being an all-star. Come on now, man. You think going to the Western Conference Finals one time is good enough to be called the best Portland Trailblazer of all time? What the fuck is that? You're going to need more than that. This is where going to the finals actually has some value to it if you don't win. All right? Because there are always levels to this. You got to at least go to the finals. Clyde Drexler was able to do that twice. Bill Walton actually delivered and brought a ring to Portland. So, stop it. No, you're not the best Trailblazer of all time. And to be the best Trailblazer of all time, you almost got to have a ring, right? Because if another superstar won a championship and you didn't, that played for the franchise, it's going to be hard to say you better than him. You know, you got to at least get a ring. Okay? You got to add that on your resume. So let's not overrate Dame. Okay? Damian Lillard does not deserve to be overrated. Period. But he could go somewhere else now and be the man somewhere else. My best bet is he go to the Miami Heat. He go to the Miami Heat. I will argue that they could be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. I will argue that. I make a good argument for that. You put Dame Dollar on in, they're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. All they would have to give up is role players. They don't have to give up none of those star players. Not one. Because the player is the one that answers for the trade. When a player answers for a trade, he always handicaps the team. Okay? Because everybody's going to lowball you because they know that player don't want to be there. And they know you got no other choice but to trade that guy. Listen to what I'm saying. Just throughout the history of basketball. You know, the Miami Heat could get Dame Dollar for pennies on the dollar. They could get Dame Dollar for pennies on the dollar. Why is that? Because he's the one that answers for the trade. Anytime somebody answers for a trade, they handicap the team. Everybody knows that he don't want to be there now. The secret is out. There's nothing you could do to change that. Once the guy is disgruntled, you got a disgruntled employee, he controls everything now. Now you have to get rid of him faster. You got a hot potato on your hand, and the best thing you want to do when you got a hot potato on your hand is you want to get rid of that shit. You want to send it away. Because if it becomes a toxic situation, then your team will be a toxic situation. You will lose money. Keyword, lose money. No owner wants to lose money. So whenever somebody demands a trade, it's only a matter of time of when you're going to trade them. Are you going to let this linger on to the season? Or are you going to do it during the offseason? If I'm the Portland Trailblazers, do it right now while you have a chance. Get rid of him before it creates any more problems into the regular season. Think, business standpoint. If you're a superstar player and you demand a trade, shit already hit the fan. There's nothing. That franchise is handicapped. They're always going to get less value for you. You're never going to get equal value for a superstar if he leaves. Never. Now that Dame wants to leave, you're not going to get equal value. You're never going to. You'd be crazy to think otherwise. Absolutely crazy to think otherwise. So let's chop into this a little bit more, right? Woj came out with the news. He broke it down a little bit. That Dame wants to leave. And I told you from the minute they drafted Scoot Henderson, that was a red flag. You don't draft another guy that plays the same position as you and suspect that the other guy is going to stay. This is why the Portland Trailblazers didn't draft Michael Jordan. Even though Clyde Drexler was begging, hey, draft Mike. Because if they know we're going to put our future investment into Michael Jordan, Clyde Drexler, you got to leave. Clyde, you got to get out of here. If we getting Mike, we're going to have to trade Clyde. Because there's no way Clyde Drexler and Michael Jordan would have worked on a basketball team. No way at all. You would have to trade Clyde Drexler. And if you're desperate enough to trade Clyde, there may be a chance that you don't get equal value for a Clyde Drexler. Now, being the fact that the Portland Trailblazers were title contenders way before the Chicago Bulls ever was, now I'm going back into the past a little bit, Jordan would have been better off on the Portland Trailblazers. He probably would have won championships at an earlier age if he was drafted by the Portland Trailblazers. Because they had a solid crew. Solid ass crew. They would have met the Detroit Pistons in the finals. Right? Probably still lost because Detroit still was a better team overall. But you add Mike there, and whoever Clyde's replacement was, it could have been a complete different story. Right? So Portland Trailblazers probably would have won 2 chips. 1992, whoever was going to be in that finals in 1992, and they had to play it against Michael Jordan and the Portland Trailblazers, they most likely would have lost. And no, the Bulls would not been in the finals 92 if Jordan wasn't on that team. Scottie Pippen and his underachieving ass would not have been in the NBA finals if Michael Jordan wasn't on it. Probably would have been the Knicks. Portland Trailblazers in 1992. And that Knicks squad would have lost. Hell, the Portland Trailblazers would have probably been in the finals in 1991. 1990, 1991, and 1992. They'd have been in there all 3 of those years if Jordan and a Clyde Drexler replacement was on there. But that's neither here or there. So the Lakers, they upgrade, right? They get Gabe Vincent, Cam Reddish, Prince from Minnesota. Prince from Minnesota and Gabe Vincent is probably their best 2 pickups, right? Solid pickups. Not nothing that's going to change your world around, just another group of role players to help them win. Now, does these role players help you go over the top now that Denver has lost Bruce Brown? And they're going to give Reggie Jackson some more plays. So I believe Reggie Jackson is going to be Bruce Brown's replacement for the most part. I do think Denver lost a solid role player. He was a rotational player. So they have lost a rotational player, right? They had over 8 players that's available that were free agents. But a lot of those guys weren't getting playing time. Only time they were getting playing time was mostly during the regular season. They weren't getting playing time come postseason. So they weren't a factor in the most important point in time of the NBA, which was getting burned, getting playing time when it needed most, right? But nevertheless, This is what we're working with, right? We're dealing with a situation that Dame has had enough. Now, I know he had enough because, realistically speaking, I know he was playing games with Portland. You know, I know he wanted to leave, and it only was a matter of time before he asked for a trade. So the question now is, what is his best suitors? Where can he go that's gonna benefit his talents most? Because he claims he always wanted to win. So if it's all about winning, you got to put yourself in a position to win, right? And the Portland Trailblazers is not going to do that, you know. So I will say this much. Dame on the Philadelphia 76ers, you know they're going to let Harden go, right? You could trade Harden somewhere else if you're Philly and then turn around and make a trade for Dame Dollar. If you're smart, that's the best thing to do. That's the best thing to do. Because I don't believe Portland wants a James Harden, right? But you can do that. You could do, you know, I think that'll piss off a lot of NBA people. Because if it's just a swamp, they're both under big contracts. So if it's swamp for swamp, okay, star for star, Philly would love to have Dame instead of James Harden. But will Portland love to have James Harden when they're moving in a complete different direction? He will have to go back to being a shooting guard. And Scoot Henderson will have to be the point guard if he's capable of being a playmaker at an early age. So he may have to be a scoring point guard while James Harden has to be that guy. But James in Portland is maybe not what they want to do. They probably still want draft picks. I'm pretty sure Portland going to want draft picks for Dame. They're hitting the reset button. They don't care about getting another star player for Dame. They want draft picks. No, we don't know if the Lakers going to win the title. It's 50-50. Your guess is as good as mine. I wouldn't say they're the front runners to win the title. They are in the mix, yes. Are they the front runners? No. The front runners to winning the title still got to beat Denver. They won the title, so they're going to be favorites going into the next season. That's just common sense. Now, I don't believe they're going to two-peat, but they got to be hands down the first favorites. You know, if you just won a championship, you got to be the favorites going into the next season. And y'all claim that, hey, Denver could be the next dynasty. They got an organic dynasty on their hands, so that means they should be right there in the loop and favorites to win next year. So, of course, they was going to lose players. So, who said that first? Me. I said they had 8 free agents and they weren't going to get all those guys back. Why would Bruce Brown go back to Denver when he just won a championship and somebody's going to offer him the bag somewhere else? He want to make money because he knows he's not worth the money that he's getting in Indiana. So, of course, he's going to leave. But Bruce Brown is a role player. He's not a superstar player. I repeat, he's a role player. Role players are replaceable. So saying the Denver Nuggets aren't favorites just because they lost Bruce Brown is kind of ridiculous. That's stupid. They're going to still be the favorites. As long as Jamal Murray, the Joker, Michael Porter Jr., and Aaron Gordon are on that team, they're going to be favorites. That's their nuclear core. Just like the Lakers. As long as AD is there, as long as LeBron is there, and now Austin Reeves, that's their core. Austin Reeves is big for how the Lakers play because he fits into that system well. The Warriors, they're going to pick up a lot of maximum guys. All they need is rim protection. They get all the perimeter players they could use. They need rim protection. That's all they need. All the Warriors need is rim protection. They don't need no more guards. They don't need no more of these other players. They just need that. You know, now Philly could get more for James Harden than what Portland could get for Dame Dollar. Portland is screwed. Okay, they're a screwed franchise. I'll be right back. Now, what I say by screwed, just got my shorts on. I was about to hoop up in a couple minutes. But what I mean by screwed is Portland is handicapped now, right? I think Dame caught them by surprise. They would never gave Jeremy Grant that contract unless Dame said, hey, I want to stay here. As long as he signed Jeremy Grant. What he did was a backstabbing move. He made them lead. He made them to believe that he wanted to move forward with them. And he just woke up one morning, which was today, and said, I want to be traded. After giving his commitment to the team. See how I say star players control the NBA? So he basically did Portland dirty. So I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. And when you add 1 plus 1, it equals 2. And common logic says that during that meeting, Dame and the Portland Trailblazers, I believe Dame gave them his word that he wanted to stay on that team. He just woke up this morning and changed his mind. Isn't that crazy? So now you got to rely on Anthony Simons, Scoot Henderson, and Jeremy Grant. Dame knows he can't compete for a championship with them boys. He knows it. He knows that. But you put him up with Embiid. Even if you put him on a team like Toronto, right? Put Dame Dollar on a team like Toronto. And I bet you, if you put him on a team like Toronto, they'd be better. They just lost Fred VanVleet. You know, you go into the Eastern Conference, it's a little watered down, but I don't want to go to Toronto if I'm Dame. That's almost being like stuck in Portland. Do you got some better pieces around you? Yes. But how much are you going to contribute to helping Toronto win with Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, OG, and Adebayo, right? Solid pieces. Toronto got solid pieces. So Miami's in the driver's seat. They could literally give Portland crumbs. Yep. They could give Portland crumbs. To them. Anything. Nothing whatsoever. I mean, Miami does, right? Portland got no leverage. Portland Trailblazers have no leverage when a star player answers for a trade, right? No leverage at all. The only thing you could do is get draft picks. And I hate to say this, but there's only one team that gets several first-round draft picks that you could possibly use. Well, it's not one team, but one suitable team that you could get back a whole and better value. That's the Knicks. No. Dame will have to play the number 2. Dame will have to be a shooting guard if he goes to the New York Knicks. But under no circumstances do you turn down a Dame Dollar, right? Damian Lillard should have doors opening for him on any team. I take Dame and worry about the other problems later. Fitting problems, adjustment problems, right? And the Knicks could mess around and just give up draft picks and still keep most of their core and still get Dame. But Philly, New York, Toronto, Miami, and the Los Angeles Clippers. I don't know what the Los Angeles Clippers could possibly offer, you know? Yeah, everybody is getting overpaid, but that's what happens, especially when a team wins a championship. Role players get overpaid, and they go to teams, and they get way more value than what they worth. You lost Bruce Brown, a player that was in rotation. But guess what? He's just a role player. He could be replaced, right? He's a rotational player that you lost. Will it come back to haunt you? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, you're not a lock to win the championship. Your Denver Nuggets ain't. Everybody's getting better. We'd be lying to say the Lakers didn't get better. They made it to the conference finals with that team. Now they got a little more athletic wings, right? Some of those guys ain't going to get no play, though. Cam Reddish ain't going to get no play. Nobody going to play no Cam Reddish. He's going to be LeBron insurance. Prince and Gabe Vincent are the two. Oh, yeah, man. Draymond Green be getting paid. Role player. All right? Soul player, baby. He just finessed the Golden State Warriors, averaging a triple single. Give me my money. Every single point, all these 9 points per game is worth $1 million. You know? Reeves is gone. Oh, okay. What team is he going to? That's a big loss for the Lakers. That is a big loss for the Lakers because he fit in that system. But it's a role player. You could get a guy to replace him. He's replaceable. Austin Reeves, for Christ's sake. You know. But that's the name of the game. Portland Trailblazers will now become a non-playoff contending team. And Portland Trailblazers about to get finessed. Oh, okay. No, they can still keep Reeves, though. There's a way you could keep Reeves. I think Reeves will stay on the Lakers. They already broke down the salary and how you could keep all of them. They could keep all them guys. They could still keep all those guys. Yeah, see, that's what I was just saying. I know Reeves wasn't going nowhere. Of course he was going to stay. Thank you for telling me that, Beastro, because I know he wasn't leaving. Lakers they definitely got role player value. They got a lot of you know what I'm saying, insurance. But Portland Trailblazers screwed. Y'all done fucked up now, right? Y'all know y'all done fucked up, right? No, that's the old saying. You done fucked up now. You know what I mean by done fucked up? You ain't gonna get the value back. You better hope you do what New Orleans did. Give me draft picks that could lead to a number 1 draft pick. You better get good draft picks for Dame Dollar because you're a rebuilding team. And you got to rush the trade Dame because he asking for a trade. You don't want a disgruntled, toxic player in your locker room that's not going to give it 100%. When somebody becomes a problem in a work environment, you got to get rid of them. You have to get rid of them. That's just how it is. Dame could go to a team, the best possible team he's ever played on, to compete for a championship. Dame, you need to go to a guy that's questionably just as better as you. That is arguably a real number one. And there's only a few teams I could think of. Philly would be one of them. But Portland don't want a James Harden. Portland don't want a James Harden. Now, Philly can give James Harden, Portland a bunch of scraps. They could give you the Tobias Harrises and all them boys. And maybe that would be enough for James Harden to say, I want to stay in Philly. Because if you get Dame, Harden, and Joel Embiid, you got yourself damn near a big three super team. You kind of got one because just based off the names alone, you understand where I'm coming from? James Harden is a well-established basketball player. The guy averages 21 and 10. Third option numbers. But being on who he is and what he's capable of, you've seen what he did in the postseason, right? He won several games for the Philadelphia 76ers when Embiid was out. So he carried that team a little bit until Embiid came back, right? So that's definitely right there in the ranks of a super team because where do you fit James Harden? If James Harden's a top 20 player, Dame's a top 10 or a top 15, Joel Embiid's a top 5, then you got yourself a super team, right? You're going to have the same problem Phoenix will have, but you could get it done. You could do it. And I'm not advocating for that, but you could do it. Philly can have themselves a super team. Now, Miami be a little interesting with Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, and Dame. Those are all three dogs. You put them on the same team, you fill in the gaps of the role players, that's it. The role players are replaceable. Role players are always easy to find. There's always role players waiting for the chance to play. Watch those role players from Phoenix. They're going to get playing time. And you can be like, oh, this guy, he's good. Who is this guy? He's a nobody, but he's good. He's playing good. He stepped his game up. You know? Oh, okay. Yeah, Obi Toppin was a guy that was going to ask for a trade. Who did we get? Who did we get over Obi Toppin? Suns upgrading pretty good. Phoenix Suns is upgrading pretty good. If Phoenix want to win a championship, they got to trade DeAndre Ayton. They really want to take themselves serious for a championship. You got to trade DeAndre Ayton. All four of those guys on the same team won't work. Oh, we got more picks. That's okay. We got that. We one of the few teams in the league that could get rid of a role player and have more depth. Obi Toppin is solid. He okay, but he ain't a superstar. So you give us some second round picks. Just got to draft wisely. But the Knicks don't have a good history of drafting well anyway. So second round picks. I'd have been more happy with some first round picks, but have fun in Indiana, Toppin. Have fun with Bruce Brown in Indiana. I think Vincent would come off the bench. I don't think he'd be starting anyway. So Austin Reeves will start over Vincent. And they play the same position, right? Now, they could also re-sign D'Angelo Russell. You know? Now, the Knicks may not get no one. It's the Knicks. Never have too much hype for the Knicks, right? You always got to have lowered expectations when it comes to the Knicks. Don't ever assume that they're going to get a lot of players, you know? But it is what it is. We got solid role players. We're just going to keep drafting until we get a superstar to do the draft. Maybe that's the only way to get one. Respect. Fine. You come in here, you get respect. I don't think we're going to get someone, though. It's just for the simple fact that it's New York Knicks. We don't run a franchise, right? And yeah, the only way we're going to get a superstar is do the draft. We got to draft a superstar, build him up organically, and that's the only way we're going to get it. Spence versus Crawford this month. Let's get it. Let's get it. Come on, yeah. I'm going to be all hands on deck for that fight. That's the biggest boxing fight of the year. The biggest boxing fight of this generation. Earl Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford. Let's get it right now. I'm hyped up. Damn, I'm hyped up. The blood is flowing. I'm hyped up. Yeah. Yeah. I'm hyped up. You know, it is what it is. I'm hyped up. I can't wait to see the fight. Man, I'm going to cover the whole fight from beginning to end. You know, you're going to mess around and say, okay, this is a sport channel. But, man, this guy making boxing videos every day. Because when, like a week before the fight starts, I'm going to be hands on deck covering that fight. So, just letting you know, a little warning, I won't be in the NBA mode. Because the NBA mode will be far over with. We're going to get this NBA shit over with right now. But the West is getting stacked. Dame Dollar, you want to win the championship? I got 3 good teams for you. Miami Heat, with that Pat Riley system, they know how to pit good players in that system. You're going to have a good defensive team. You're going to have good closers. You can make it to the finals and perhaps win this time. For the 3rd time for you, Jimmy Butler. Number 2, the second best team that you could go to that can win an NBA championship is to stay in the Western Conference and go to the Clippers. You could find a way to get on the Clippers, you could probably win the championship with them. You be the one and few reliable guys on the Clippers. The Clippers better hope that they get you. They better hope that they get you. If you Kawhi, you say, get rid of Paul George. Give me Dame. Dame is more reliable. You know? So, all Miami will be giving up is role players for Dame because they don't have to give up any Dame to Portland. Period. Portland is the ones that need to get rid of Dame. He's a toxic now. He asked to be traded. You can't keep him. So you could trade him now or wait till the season starts and trade him during the season. But you don't want to have that cancer go on. You see what happened to James Harden when he forced to trade, right? The guy got on the podium and said his team was losers, right? He called his whole team out. And ever since he did that, they said, you know what? We got to let this guy go. He's just going to make things worse for us. So you better do the right thing, Portland, and honor Dame's request. He already finessed you. So that means in that meeting, you said something to Dame that he don't like. Because he gave you his word, woke up the next morning, lied, and said, hey, I want to be traded. You signed Jeremy Grant to that contract because you thought Dame Dollar was going to stay. That's why. What up?
I'm just going to stay here for about 2 minutes because...
All right, okay. If you got 2 minutes, say what you got to say. Get it off your chest and let's go.
I'm just... I don't know why Jeremy Grant got that money.
He got that money because Dame said give it to him because that's Dame's man. Dame thought that
he's not worth that much.
Yes, he's worth that much because Dame said it was. That's why.
And why did Tyrese Halliburton get $50 million a year?
Man,
that's superstar money.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting money that they don't deserve, and you giving Jeremy Grant that money because you want to make Dame Dollar happy. You wanted to please him and say, hey, look, we signing the players you want.
I don't care if Miami gets them. They're not winning.
You know. So he did them dirty. Dame Dollar 100% did them dirty because during that meeting, he gave them the impression that he wanted to stay. Now he just woke up just morning and said, I want to leave. You know, so basically, that's why I mean players control franchises.
Lakers are going to beat everybody.
You know, Lakers gonna be good. Lakers got better.
They'll be all right. They'll be good. They'll be good.
Be all right. They got better. You know, they make some increases to their role player roster. They got better. You know, but here's the funny part about it. This
Wow,
trade.
Bosky Brooke Lopez. Wow, 2 years, 48 million. Whoa.
Who get Brooke
Brooke Lopez
Lopez
got signed.
Yeah,
to where?
He got signed.
To where?
yeah. Back to Milwaukee. 2 years.
Okay, that's good.
And
Milwaukee
wow,
doing the right.
traded Obi Toppin to the Pacers for 2 second-round picks. Wow.
Wow, Milwaukee doing the right thing by keeping their players. But see, now you understand my point. Superstars control got more power than you think. All they have to do is ask for a trade, and that's it. It wasn't like that before. If Giannis is unhappy and says, I don't think I can win on this team, he could just go to the front office and say, trade me now. If you don't trade me, I'm going to make a problem. And you've seen how players could force their way out of a franchise. Dame could do the same thing. Now, I'm not saying it's fair or right after you gave a franchise your word, but it is what it is. Superstars control the NBA. A role player can't do that, but a superstar can. Unfortunately. And now G Money, now that the news is out, it's time to get Dame on a new team. What team best fits Mr. Dame time?
To me, there's 2 teams: Philly and Milwaukee. Philly and Milwaukee.
Right. Thank you, Z. This is my workout shirt.
People keep saying Miami, and yes, the Heat will look nice, but what depth would they? You know how much depth they'll give up? Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and Caleb Martin. You know how much depth they'll give up?
Yeah, they could give up some depth, but I think they could replace that. I mean, I think that's
With what? With what?
I mean, there's always role players around. That's why they got GMs. I mean, all teams could upgrade on role players. Role players are very common to find. If they could make it to the finals with 7 nobodies, you know, in a rotation, they could find another young, hungry role players that want to get a shot to play. You know, I'm not saying it's going to be good, but we're going to have to find out. But if you give a role player a chance, you say, hey, man, this is your chance to shine. They're going to play their hardest. You're going to see their very best. And that's what role players will give you. You know, that's like telling me, hey, man, I'm going to give you the chance of a lifetime. You could play on this NBA team, but you got to work your ass off. You got to be on a diet. You got to play the best basketball. You got to play like you want to die on that basketball court. Guess what? I'm going to do it because it's an opportunity of a lifetime, you know? So, and all you have to do is average 8 points a game or something like that, be a spot up shooter. Yeah, why not? You know? So, yeah, they're going to be good with Dame. Did they re-sign Kevin Love?
Yeah, they kept Kevin Love. Yeah, they did.
Kevin Love fit in that system pretty good. You know what I mean? He comes in there, he does his role playing thing, get a couple rebounds, hit a couple corner threes. He was actually up for 6th man of the year. You know, he was in talks. You know, so. But, bro, this is crazy. What if Dame goes to Philly?
That would be a nice team, unless with Joel Embiid and you keep Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
And you got Pat Bev. You signed Pat Bev. That would be a nice team.
Oh, yeah. And I think Dame on Philly will excel a little better because he don't have to be that number one guy. If you could send Dame to a team where he don't have to be the number one guy, I think he could win faster.
Because in Miami, you need to be the number one guy in Miami. You would have to be the number one guy in Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with you on that. I don't think Jimmy Butler would like to slide off, but I think he would have to by default.
With the Heat.
Yeah, you have to refer to Dame. He's gonna have to. You know. LaMelo just re-up 26 max. Oh God. He's gonna have to be good though. He's gonna have to live up to the reputation. Him and Brandon Miller, the franchise of the Charlotte Hornets is in the hands of LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. They're gonna have to carry that team, you know. Yeah, I know we lost Obi Toppin. I mean, it comes with the game. We got a shitload of draft picks. We just better draft wisely.
2 future second-round picks. Wow. Obi's going to flourish. I think Obi's going to flourish with the Pacers, man.
Yeah. Man, what the fuck are we doing in New York, man? We got to get some players, man. If we can't get some developed players, we're going to have to just keep drafting until we get a good basketball player that could be a franchise player. And who knows how long that could be? You know, a draft is always a 50-50. You don't know if that guy you draft is going to be good or not. You know, so sometimes it's good to take a a guy that's already proven that could come in and help us instantly. But nobody wants to come to New York. What you think of some of these trades that went down? Phoenix Suns upgraded. They got their little roster filled out. They got some young up and coming role players.
BSG Abdul Eubanks. I mean, that's some good pieces, though. I like that. That's some good pieces for the Suns. I
think them guys they're gonna get playing time. They're gonna get shots. They're gonna get some shots. They're gonna be better.
Yeah.
They're gonna play a little more.
I mean,
hard.
the Heat getting Thomas Bryant. That's good.
Oh yeah. Oh, didn't the Heat get Josh Richardson?
Yeah, they also got Josh Richardson. Yeah.
That's a good replacement for Gabe Vincent. So I mean, I think they just pick right back up where they left off from. I mean, that's a good pickup.
Yeah.
What do you think Vincent brings to the Lakers, though?
Shooting, and he can bring some shooting. He can bring some shooting and some defense. Yeah. I think it's a good pickup. Also, the Lakers got Jackson Hayes. They got Taurean Prince.
Lakers gonna be strong in the middle. They're getting a lot of guys that want to bang in the post because AD don't want to do it.
Yeah, re-signed D'Lo. They re-signed D'Lo and Austin Reeves. Yeah.
I like what they're doing. I ain't gonna lie. I like what the Lakers doing. I really like what they're doing because I think, Anthony Davis, you don't want to play like a big. We're gonna get some guys that play like a big to do all the rebounding. Take the physical punishment that you don't want to take. Now I don't want James Harden on the Knicks because James Harden is not the same James Harden no more. He's a good third option. That's it. I don't want James Harden on my Knicks because if he goes to the Knicks, all the pressure is going to be on him. And he has to be the number one guy. Do you want James Harden to be the number one guy? How old is James Harden right now?
I think let me check. I think he has to be 33. Let me check. Give me some time.
And he's not on the rise. He's on the decline, right?
Yeah, he's 33.
Your double-digit points, but he's a third option. He's definitely a third option. And I don't want a third option pretending to be a number one option on my team. Oh, he's 34. Okay, so
are you sure he's 34? Let me check.
That's what he said. 33. Oh no, he said he'd be 34 soon. Okay, yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, he was 34 August 26. He's 33 right now.
Yeah, I don't want a 34 declining player. That's praise the perimeter. Perimeter players, their knees and legs go out faster than a guy that's big because guys that big don't have to run all the time. Sometimes they can camp out, and they don't have to do all the wiggling and jiggling a perimeter player does. That's a lot of wear and tear on your knees when you're crossing people up, step backs, at age 34, that's tiresome. So, yeah, I don't want that. I definitely don't want that on my team, So, even if they do trade, they could do a flat out trade. They could give Harden for Dame Dollar. But if you're Portland, you really want James Harden? If you want to rebuild, you might as well just keep Dame if you want to if you want to do that, But Portland's gonna get finessed because Dame Dame has the leverage and other teams have the leverage. They know Dame. You're not in position to say, hey, I want this, I want that for Dame, because Dame is the one that wants to leave. So you got to get rid of Dame, and you may get pennies on the dollar. You may get less value than what he's worth. And it is what it is because he's asking to be traded.
I mean, that is a good point. That is a very good point. But at the same time, if you do trade Dame, you got to get at least an all-star or all-star caliber player back.
They're not going to get no all-star. That's almost off the table because he's the one that's asking to be traded. So teams are going to lowball you anyway. And you got no other choice but to trade him. This is what happens when a superstar demands a trade. The team that he's leaving never gets equal value.
Good point.
So it is what it is. It'd be a different story if Dame didn't ask for a trade and Portland just, did a deal with somebody. That'd have been the best benefit for them. But now that everybody knows that he has to leave, what you going to do? Keep a toxic player, a disgruntled employee on your team? He's going to run your team through the mud. And he's going to cost you money. Because when there's a disgruntled superstar on your team, that costs your team money. And one thing billionaires don't like to do is lose money.
That's true.
So anybody that has money doesn't want to lose money. So it is what it is. But they got a good future. They got Scoot Henderson. Get some draft picks. Do what New Orleans did when Anthony Davis asked for a trade. You got draft picks, and that led to Zion Williamson. Right? So do the same thing with Portland. That's the best value you could get for Dame Dollar is draft picks. And Knicks could give that to him, but I don't want Dame on the Knicks.
Dame don't fit in New York, man. He don't fit.
I don't want him on the Knicks. But the Knicks may just be so desperate for a superstar, they may just say, "Oh, we take him."
I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I hope not. But you never know in today's NBA.
That's true. That is true, though. I mean, speaking of that, what do you think about Bruce Brown leaving the Nuggets?
I called that. I predicted that. I told you when a team wins a championship, the role players that are free agents always get the bag and they get it somewhere else. Denver wasn't going to pay him that money.
You got to pay Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray,
Yeah. So it's naturally that they was going to lose players. This is why I keep saying, don't always assume that team is going to come back as whole. Same thing happened to Milwaukee. They won the championship. All these guys got money offers otherwhere that Milwaukee couldn't match. They left.
Good point.
That happens all the time.
True, but at the same time, the Nuggets, the good news is that they did keep Reggie Jackson and DeAndre Jordan, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, with Reggie Jackson going to have to get a bigger role now. So that's good. That's good.
Right.
So yeah, but they're doing just fine though. I mean, Denver's a small market. They know they can't afford to get rid of players, so they're gonna have to do what they got to do. My thoughts on Kyrie Irving re-signing with the Dallas Mavericks is it's very predictable. I know it was going to happen. It just got to fill out the roster. You got to put some defense around them boys, because Luka don't play no defense. Kyrie don't play no defense. So if you got two guys that's ball dominant, they like the ball in their hands, they need defense around them. That's how you build around those two guys. But what you think happens? What does this do to Portland now, G Money? Is Portland now just a rebuilding team? They don't even make the play-in to you?
Depends what they get back. Depends what they get back in return. They gotta get it depends what they get back in return. If they get fleeced out, they don't make the play-in. If they get a good trade package back, they'll be a legit playing team.
Let's assume that let's assume they don't take James Harden. And Philly goes the same route that Phoenix do. They got three guys top heavy on big contracts, and they get rid of their roster a little bit. They probably Maxey and Harris. Would you think that's an equal value for Dame?
Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris, and some picks. I think that's decent. I think that'd be a decent move. Yeah, that'd be decent. Yeah, because
that may be the best value they could get. Because
Tyrese Maxey's pretty young. Yeah.
Yeah, but then that will leave Philly with holes to fill in with their roster. They'd be in the same position Phoenix is in. We got to take a lot of guys on the cheap. But you can always pay a guy $1 million, $2 million, or these vet contracts. There's always guys for cheap that want to play professional basketball. Zach says Scoot Henderson would take every matchup with Dame personally. Hey, would that be interesting to see? I don't think there's no beef between those guys. I don't think there's no beef or nothing like that. I don't think he don't have much to prove by outplaying Dame. He just has to prove that he deserves to be in the NBA in the first place because he's a rookie. So he's going to have to put up big time numbers to prove to the world that he's a rookie, Nobody's slurping over Dame. We're just talking about him leaving. Why is always somebody think that? I'm just literally talking about a guy going to another team. That's all. I'm not giving Dame no type of praise. If anything, I was kind of critical of him. Because I think he did Portland dirty. He had to told those guys in the meeting, re-sign Jeremy Grant and I stay. And I think he just woke up in the morning and just decided that hey, I want to screw these guys over, and that's how he got that contract. You know, G Money Grant would not get that contract unless Dame didn't have some say in that.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I think he did Portland dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Now they stuck with that contract, and they have to honor his trade request.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, man, it's very interesting. Some guys that re-signed, I know they was gonna. Milwaukee got no other choice but to re-sign. You know, they stuck with those guys. They stuck with those guys because those guys can't give value anywhere else too much other than Milwaukee. If I'm Giannis, I would at some point, and he don't owe Milwaukee nothing. He gave y'all a championship. If he wants to continue winning the championship, I think he should go somewhere else because that team is not going to get any younger. They're going to get older, and it's going to be a point, G Money, where they hit that peak that they just don't get it no more. You'd be like, Chris Middleton is too old. Brook Lopez, you can make a case already is too old. You know, so I mean, it's
Joe Holiday too. Joe Holiday will be getting older too.
Yeah, so like you keep resigning these old guys, they ain't going to be playing at an elite level for too long. Some point you're going to have to get rid of them. You know?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I would love Giannis in New York. Take whatever you want, Milwaukee. We could give you some draft picks. You want some young players? We got that too. I would, man. G Money, Giannis in New York.
That'd be awesome. I would love that, man.
Bro,
Dude's a freaking dynamo. Dude's a
hell
freaking
yeah, bro. You see banners all over the damn place. I think the city of New York could be jumping in joy. Everybody would be happy. You pair him up with Bronson, my God. It's fair to say New York is back.
You
know?
Crazy. But I'm surprised the Bucks even re-signed Brook Lopez. I'm even surprised. Like 2 years, $48 million. I would have
wanted to go somewhere else. That's why.
John?
Yo, John, what's up?
Money? What's up, Prince?
What's up?
What do you think about free agency so far, man?
I thought it was gonna be wilder, but you know, it's not many like huge gargantuan moves going on right now.
Well, I mean, just good role players signing to teams.
Yeah, like a lot of good role players and stuff. I'm surprised. I'm actually more surprised that Seth Curry didn't get more money because it's egregious. That man needs to get new representation. Because ain't no way Joe Harris, who has performed poorly throughout his entire career in the playoffs, is making more money than you. That makes no sense.
That's crazy.
That makes no sense.
But Golden State back in the hunt. I think they get some defense. They're back in.
Hey, John, you can check the private chat. I seen my number if you want.
Well, yeah.
All right, cool.
But yeah, man.
So I would say I think Seth Curry needs new representation because it's ridiculous. All these shooters that don't play no defense making more money than him, and he's the best one out of all of them. He's the best one out of all of them, especially in the playoffs, and he's making chump change. It's ridiculous.
John, I'm gonna tell you what somebody in the business world tells me. You don't get what you're worth. You get what you could negotiate. Unfortunately, that's how the business world goes. You know,
I mean, to me, I think Seth needs to fire his representation and go hire Rich Paul. You gotta hire Rich Paul. You gotta hire Rich Paul because Rich Paul knows how to make scrubs money.
Yeah.
Because you see that contract Rich Paul negotiated for Jeremy Grant.
Right.
That shit is ridiculous.
5 year, $160 million. That's highway robbery.
That's ridiculous. That is
ridiculous. A guy that's not even first team or not even an all-star.
Not even an all-star, not even first team, nothing, son. He's a nobody in the league.
And why is Fred VanVleet getting $330 million? It's stupid from the Rockets.
This guy's making three-year 130. Fred VanVleet. You know what that is for Fred? It's the championship ring.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only explanation. It's the championship ring.
Hell yeah. Yo, where you think Dame is going? Oh, sorry about that. Are you back, John?
I think, John.
Oh yeah. Where you think Dame goes, John, or James Harden for that matter?
I think James Harden would go. I'm thinking he may go to the Rockets, or
that's not gonna happen.
Oh no, that can't happen now.
Right. Because of Fred.
Rockets,
never mind.
Yeah.
Right. So
blame that on Fred.
I think James could actually go to the Boston.
He could, but he won't. He could, but he won't.
I mean, yeah, but I think Boston's a good destination for Harden. I think Miami is a good destination for him.
What about New York?
New York, to be like a Showtime attraction, sure. What else?
Oh, and
Yeah, like those are the three teams I could see James Harden going to.
okay.
I
What about
mean,
Dame?
Dame, oh man, Dame is a bit tricky because
He wants Miami. He wants Miami. That's his preferred destination.
come on, man. Miami don't really got the assets like that to
They had
get him.
they had to cut up an arm. They had to trade like a palm tree. Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Caleb Martin, Highsmith, DJ Khaled, and Dan Lebatard to get Dame.
Yeah,
But I mean, business is business. You can always find a way to get something done.
I'm just looking at
will have to get finessed. That's all.
All I'm saying is that all the available point guards that's available by trade or free agency right now, there's just between him and James Harden, I would say James Harden has the better contract situation at the moment. Because he declined the he picked up his option and then he demanded trade.
Right.
So I think only
you could do a 3-team trade with Miami. That any Dame could. When it comes to contracts, it don't matter. If a player wants to go to a team and the team wants to,
I'm just saying in terms of the teams that are in need of the point guard position. There's not much playoff contenders that need Damian Lillard. They're all locked up. You got Steph, you got Kyrie and Luka, you got who else you got? What's Halliburton that's locked up? You got Deion Fox already locked up. You have who else is locked up? You got
and Jordan. I agree.
You got Marcus Smart. He's locked up.
I agree with Jordan. Jordan says he hates this new trend of players picking what team they want to go to. But that's what superstars could do now. Like Anthony Davis did the same thing. I'm going to the Lakers. You could let me walk, or you better might as well get something from me.
And John,
I'm going there either way.
And John,
I would say, yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
And also we also coming into the new season, we also have to consider the new regular season. No, not only that, the new tournament, the new in-season tournament.
Oh
outside of the plan.
John, that's
it's gonna last until like what?
I feel you though.
It's gonna start in November. But it's gonna last till what? Christmas time? Like it's ridiculous. But
it's weird. It's really weird to me because Adam Silver and those owners are really promoting the whole everybody gets an award kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I think the play-in tournament as well as this new in-season tournament is a way to give organizations that have a history of not winning, give them something to cheer
something
for.
To be proud about. Give them a little pat on the back. Let's give you a bronze award.
Yeah. And John, what do you think about?
Which means absolutely nothing though.
John, what do you think about the Nuggets? I mean, they re-signed DeAndre Jordan and Reggie Jackson, but lose Thomas Bryant and Bruce Brown. What do you think about that? So Michael Porter, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, and Aaron Gordon.
DeAndre Jordan is just Joker insurance. He don't get no playing time anyway.
Pretty much.
So
what do you think about losing Bruce Brown?
I think that's pretty huge because Bruce Brown was like their Energizer Bunny beside Gordon. Like he really helped Gordon out in terms of like the defensive load.
Yeah.
And sharing the defensive load with Gordon. So with like in a way to be brutally honest, and I hate to say this. I really do hate to say this. Like in a way, Bruce Brown was their version of Draymond Green to an extent.
You can make a case. He was a good playmaker too. Because there were times he was playing in the fourth quarter over Michael Porter. You can check.
Because on a year-to-year basis, Aaron Gordon doesn't have that motor. But when he's playing with Bruce, he find the will to have that motor.
So you think this is a big loss for Denver?
It is.
I'll say on the defensive end, it really is, and
And playmaking.
because of that, unless
But
unless
can
unless I
do
would
you
say unless Aaron Gordon could find that hunger to give it his all on a nightly basis, I honestly I hate to say this, I'll say the chances of them repeating is just a little bit lower.
okay?
Like
But
like that like
here's the thing though, John. I think Reggie Jackson is his replacement though. I think Reggie Jackson
And
is the
Reggie
guy that's going
Jackson's
to
a
play.
good replacement. And who knows? If I were the Nuggets, I'll get Lonnie Walker. If I'm Denver, why not Lonnie Walker? Lonnie Walker's a good
right.
replacement.
I don't know, man. Lonnie Walker only showed up for one game and disappeared for the rest of the playoffs. I don't think so. I don't think so. He only showed up for game 4. That was it. Game 4 against the Warriors. That was it. And then he disappeared. He had one fluke game, and everybody was on their knees about him. And then as soon as he see Denver, he was to bed.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
G
I
Money,
don't
can you
believe
tell
in
me
Lonnie
this?
Walker.
Yeah.
What is Dame's contract situation? Is he a free agent next season?
No, I don't think Dame's a free agent next year. Let me check his contract again.
No. James Dame still have like what 2 more years left.
Let me check his contract. Give me some time.
Because if he could walk next year, he may get what he wants.
He has to play. He can after 24-25, he can exercise player option 24-25.
Oh, okay. So he got to play at least one more season though.
Yeah.
That's tricky. He may actually get what he want though.
2 more years.
He may get what he want though. I mean, he wants to go to Miami. If to say, hey, this is the best offer we could get.
Would you bring Malik Beasley for the Nuggets still? Malik Beasley used to play for the Nuggets? Would you bring Malik Beasley back if you're Denver?
I don't know. Like Malik Beasley didn't play much in the playoffs at all for a reason. Like he's not even in the playoff rotation. Like he'll be good for the regular season, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Like he'll maybe he'll be good for that new in season tournament as well.
Right. I think a lot of those role players are going to get some play. Those superstars are going to be like, I ain't playing this damn tournament.
Exactly.
Let this guy get some more burn than me. You got role player insurance for the superstars because nobody's going to risk their superstar. Yeah, especially if it's a superstar that's aging and they need him for the postseason. Man,
I don't know why they did this, man. No one cares about that in-season tournament. We only care about the playoffs and the finals, the East and West finals and the NBA finals. I don't know why I still hate the play-in tournament because it's a way to reward poorly ran teams.
You had 82 games to get to the playoffs.
Yeah, you had 82 games to get to the playoffs. Why you need an extra? You need game 83 and game 84, man.
That's
get
not
out
fair.
of here. That's not.
That's complete. That was just for ratings, though, John, because the NBA is lacking in ratings.
But John, you don't think like a guy like a Michael Porter or Christian Braun might step up next year for Denver?
Yeah, I believe as long as
I don't think Michael Porter staying on Denver, bro.
Listen, I think Michael Porter. I think Michael Porter will step up because as long as he doesn't have like any weird, let's say like nerve ending injuries during the off season, with his back and stuff.
Right.
As long as that's correct, I strongly believe that Michael Porter will play better because
Do you think he's staying on Denver when his time comes?
I think he will because he's a part of the core. I think he's a part of the core. The big three. I don't really consider them a big three, but for Denver, but
they're
for
organic.
Denver. They're organic. Like they're despite the hesitation during his draft process when every other team was running away from him. Denver believed in him. Denver trusted him, and look, they got a championship. Despite his bad shooting, they did win a championship. Like they believe in him.
Oh, speaking of that, you believe I remember when the Warriors lost. You was congratulating the Lakers to win the championship. Were you shocked to see Denver win it all? Because you had the Lakers pretty much winning after they beat the Warriors.
But man, I was definitely shocked because I did not expect Anthony Davis to get dominated by the Joker. I
We were
thought
wrong.
I thought like really from a skill to skill basis, I thought Anthony Davis had him beat in every category.
Mm.
And
Right.
this is Anthony Davis healthy. And I can't believe it. I was floored. I was floored.
We were shocked. I mean, look how dominant Denver was. Jamal Murray was
Yes.
going to the rack at will, getting open threes off the catch. Michael Porter getting
Jamal
open.
Murray was definitely the X factor. Lakers had
Yes.
no
Murray was
answer for
a
that.
monster
No
that
answer
series.
for Jamal Murray.
No answer
He
for
did
Michael
whatever
Porter.
he want.
And another guy that I thought stepped up, I thought Michael Porter was also an X factor in that series too.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
was
you know,
as well.
I mean, do you know how many times Michael Porter was getting open dunks and open catch and shoots? Aaron
Yeah.
Gordon was getting to the rack at will.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Green. Wow. I mean, Christian Braun. I mean, everyone was
Okay.
even KCP was.
All right,
was
let me answer out this question. Dame says he wants winning is his most important thing. So, what can he do right now to push Portland to go to a team that he could almost be favorites to instantly win the championship with?
First thing he needs to do, he needs to continue playing in Portland and then play until his last deal, and then demand a trade, because then then they'll say that the cap room will be more flexible.
Yeah, but he ain't gonna do that. He want to leave
Yeah.
now.
So there's nothing they could do. Honestly, Portland, they're gonna get fleeced.
Right, exactly, because that's what happens when a superstar player demands a trade. You're always going to get less value back. At least get some draft picks, though.
Probably.
But what team you think he could go right now, starting this new season, that can help him win the championship?
Legit.
Man, I mean, honestly,
Don't be surprised like the Bucks, maybe Milwaukee. Who knows? Maybe like the Bucks.
What team
maybe
you will be sold on to say they winning? That's it.
the Lakers.
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Okay. All right.
How would Dame fit with LeBron? How would Dame fit with LeBron? I don't think.
I mean,
If LeBron could play with Kyrie, he could play with Dame.
Exactly.
Yeah. That'll fit. That'll work. That's definitely.
Possible.
Yeah, I would say that's instant title favorites.
But here's the thing: Kyrie can move without the ball. Dame can't. You can't really compare that because Dame can't move.
I know they're different players.
I think
but
Dame will fit nice
in
in
many
Philly
ways too. So I mean,
to me, the Bucks and Sixers. To me, the Bucks and Sixers. To me, Milwaukee and Philly. With that, oh boy, the Bucks.
Oh, so you think if Dame goes to the Bucks, it's like almost an instant trip to the finals if they're healthy?
I can't say guaranteed finals, but I give them a great chance. Not guaranteed, but great chance.
But I would actually say the Celtics if he goes to
even
the
Celtics too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yo, Trunks, what up, son?
What's up, man? How you doing right now, bro? Hold up, my bad. I'm in the store right now. All right, yeah.
All right.
What's up, man? Oh yeah. What's up, man?
So, kid,
you talking to us or you
Dame
talking
Lillard,
to somebody in the store?
Time, man. I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
you can hear me.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Like I was saying, man, about time Dame Lillard finally has some nuts by himself.
No, Zach, I don't mind Dame going to Miami. No, Zach, I don't mind Dame going to Miami. I'm just saying that the Heat will give up a lot of depth to get Dame. That's what I'm saying, though. Because look, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson,
Kid Trunks.
That's a lot of pieces to give up to get Dame, though.
Kid Trunks, we was talking about what team Dame could go to and instantly win the championship, be title favorites.
What's up?
John says the Lakers. I agree with him. What about you?
I say the Bucks.
Lakers.
You think Lakers? Okay.
The Bucks not bad either. I won't say the Bucks won't be too bad.
Him and Giannis and Drew Holiday, oh boy, and Lopez, oh boy, yeah.
What about Philly, kid Trunks?
Hell no.
Why not?
Man, Joel chokes too much, man. Joel chokes too much.
Him with the crap.
Well, same thing with Dame sometimes.
True.
I don't know, man, because Dame is not really a good facilitator either. I mean, I'm not saying.
Okay, so let's say the 76ers go to the Phoenix Suns route. They go top heavy. They keep Harden. They get Dame, and they got Embiid.
I think that's a good move. I think that would work. They need some pieces around them to work, but if you keep those three, you get some pieces around them. I think they're a legit title contender.
Oh yeah, they definitely be a title contender. I don't know if they actually do though. So yeah, they
I mean, will they win the title? We'll find out. But obviously, they'll need some pieces alone because it won't be just those three. But they'll be legit though.
Oh yeah.
So
Man,
the runner-ups is
Kevin Durant, and his damn super teams,
Philadelphia
man.
and Milwaukee.
Man, if Phoenix really want to win a championship, they got to trade DeAndre Ayton. Those young players are good, but I don't think they're going to step up to the point to help you win the title. So you need some depth. You got to get rid of one of those guys, one of those four guys. If you're just going to keep Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and KD, you got to get rid of Ayton. That's the only guy left to give you some value.
But would you trade DeAndre Ayton for? You're gonna need a big. If I were to get stretch five, if I were to get stretch five that can protect the rim, if I were the Suns.
Oh, Zach says Dame on the Clippers.
If you can do that without trading Paul George and Kawhi, and if you somehow do that without trading Russell Westbrook, that team will be dangerous.
I think Russell Westbrook could be on the cheap anyway. I don't know wherever he goes, whoever signs him, he's gonna be cheap anyway. He didn't re-sign with the Clippers yet, right?
No,
not yet. No.
All right. So yeah, that's a squad too. And at least Dame is probably the only one that's capable of being healthy more longer than Paul George and Kawhi. I don't know what you do with that Clippers team. That just seems like a clusterfuck.
To me, Clippers need to blow it up, man. It's over.
I
blow that up.
I love that move. I would love that move.
Words. I may agree with you on that. I just don't know. On paper, they seem so good, but then on paper, don't mean nothing if you can't play. Availability is your best.
Have you also kind of noticed that Dame's been injury prone too as of late? Dame also didn't miss 20 plus games. Dame's been injury prone too. If you noticed, as of late.
Is it true they got John Wall?
Yeah.
Who?
John Wall's not in the league anymore. He's gone.
Oh, he's out the NBA. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, Jordan. I think DeAndre Ayton is going to be running up and down the court, watching three guys take all the shots. You know, he's going to get frustrated. He like getting touches. DeAndre Ayton want to score too, and he don't like just rebounding and you telling him to play defense. He want to get some points on the board, and he gets frustrated when three guys hogging up the ball all day long. You know, so. I don't. Phoenix is there from a team chemistry point. They're in trouble.
I know this may sound a little bit stupid. What about Dame to Dallas? You think that'll be good? I know this will never happen, but what about Dame to Dallas?
Dame to Dallas?
You think that'll be a smart move, or you think that'll be stupid?
Oh no! Wait, but for who though?
It'll be what? Let me guess. Tim Hart. Let me see. Let's say Kyrie, Tim Hardaway, Maxi Kleber. Let's say Josh Green, some picks. Let's say that. You think that'll work? Luka and Dame, you think that'll work?
Luka and Dame, I think it's pretty much more the same situation with Kyrie. I think it's very similar. Two ball-dominant players. I mean, you really just cashing in another point guard for another point guard that just happens to be an all-star. Plays almost the same way.
Right. And Zach is asking, what I think about CP3 being a warrior. I think that's a pretty good move, though. I think.
John, what you think about that? And Chris Paul don't even like Steph Curry like that.
I mean, it's an okay move, but doesn't move the needle. It's okay, but doesn't move the needle.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think they're gonna try their best to keep Chris Paul healthy throughout the year, to then pimp out his trade value, and then trade him at the trade deadline.
I don't think the trade. I don't think they'll trade CP3 until like after the season's over, because I don't think they'll want to. Who's gonna want an old CP3?
You think
listen, like the regular season? Well, hold on, but OKC had an old CP3 during a trade, and it worked out for them.
Yeah,
like
but
CP3,
that was after the season. That was after the season, though. Like that was after this. That was like what, during the all season? Who's gonna trade for an old CP3 during the deadline, though? Like,
man, listen, it depends. Like, listen, if Chris Paul plays well, he's gonna up his trade value. Like, that age isn't gonna mean anything.
That's a big if. What happens if he doesn't? That's an if. What happens if he doesn't?
Yeah, but any contract is movable. Somebody wants somebody gone, they're gonna get rid of them.
Exactly. Like, remember when Russell Westbrook was a bad contract and he was unmovable, and then what happened? The Lakers moved him. He got moved. So
yeah, true, but it's not as easy as it looks, though. It's not as easy as it looks, though. I don't see the Warriors trading Chris Paul on the deadline. At best, maybe like after the season, though. I say like after the season, though. If you're going to move Chris Paul, you might as well get a big in return or something.
I was surprised that they got Chris Paul, and I thought they was going to trade Jordan Poole to like the Raptors or something like that. You know,
but Jordan Poole's trade value is pretty low apparently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I heard. You know, but some teams was asking about him, so I was surprised about that. You know, but he gonna get his burn. He gonna get his play in Washington.
Man, he's gonna be the Bradley Beal with the championship ring. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's Bradley Beal with a championship.
He's gonna be putting up a lot of empty stats. Y'all gonna be thinking Jordan Poole like the man.
Mm-hmm. Teams gonna win like what 30? Teams gonna win what 20 games this year?
He's gonna be dropping like 25 points. They're gonna be like, "Yo, Jordan Poole is the man. He like one of the best guards." But they're gonna be like 10 and 40 or something like that.
That team will be a disgrace. Man.
Well, man, they record gonna be crazy.
Tyus Jones is good, but come on, like Tyus Jones, Gallinari, really?
Yeah. So, and they got, but they re-signed Kyle Kuzma, so I guess I'm surprised he re-signed. I thought he was gonna leave.
He should have bounced, man. He should have bounced.
Man, Harrison Barnes out here stealing money, bro.
3-year, $54 million.
Yeah, but how he be getting on? Whoever is his agent, you got to give him like a champagne bottle, give him a free house or something, because he working them deals, man. You know, yeah. Steph Curry need to fire his agent because his agent don't give him that much money. But,
exactly. Seth Curry has to fire his agent, son. That agent is trash, bro. You got all these role players making more than you.
Come on, Desmond Bain got $207 million.
Exactly. Desmond Bain got $207 million. Son, shout out to his agent, bro, because he ain't worth that much at all.
Oh, yeah, Max, he got $16 million from the Heat. What team he went to?
Yo, Jordan Daher, you want to jump in the panel, man?
Yo, where did Max go to? What team?
Cavs. He's going to the Cavs.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Jordan Daher, you want to jump in the panel, man?
Man, he getting that $16 million. Definitely not worth it. Definitely not worth it. He's a nobody getting $16 million. You know, but hey that boosts up his status. That's boost up his status because they went to
no, it's not Discord. It's live.
You know, they went to the what you call it, the final. So that boosts up his trade value.
Yeah,
you know, that's the only reason why he getting that bag. So soon, like, damn, we overpaid for him. Man.
Looking at all these no-name small forwards getting paid, it makes Harrison Barnes deal look mad cheap.
Word, definitely. I mean, that's just the generation we in. A lot of people, money are flowing around. A lot of people getting overpaid.
You can jump in if you want, Jordan.
So,
right.
Yeah, where's Kid Trunks? He probably had I think he was at the store, so maybe he had a Wi-Fi issue. So, but yeah, man.
But so I can't.
FYF say sad day in Portland. Hey, y'all gonna be all right. Yo, FYF, y'all gonna be all right in a couple years. You're gonna be just like the OKC. If Scoot Henderson pans out to be a good player,
with Shaedon Sharpe.
Yeah, man, you got some good pieces. You got some good pieces in Portland, bro. I mean, it was just time for Dame to move on. It was just that time. That's all. It was just that time. It was just simple, man. He put that work in. It's time to go. You know, sometimes you could welcome your stay. It's like being in a relationship that's going nowhere. You know, y'all arguing and fighting every day. It's just nobody's on the same path. It's just time to move on. You know.
Oh, okay. Jordan will come in a second. Okay, he's just getting home. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then Jordan says, "Scoot is the Gilbert Arenas of this generation." Do you agree with that?
I don't know. We got to wait and see. I mean, he got more Derrick Rose comparison. You know, prior to Derrick Rose not being hurt. I'm talking about in prime Derrick Rose. So maybe he could be somebody like that. That's his ceiling to me. You know, I think Brandon Miller could be the next Paul George.
He could athletic, can create his own shot, can finish, yeah.
If he reaches his potential, I think those are
you guys, I got a quick question.
What's up?
Do you think Steph Curry can overcome the Chris Paul curse?
He can. The question, can he? Yeah, he can. The question is, will he? That's the better question. Can? Yes. Will? We have to find out.
Yo,
Yeah,
FYF, tell us what's going over there in Portland, man. I know you got the news on it.
Yeah, man. No, I knew it was coming, right? Everybody saw it coming from a mile away.
Right.
But I mean, I see why he did it though, because this is the craziest thing about Scoot Henderson. Like, I've been following this Scoot Henderson thing since like last year. And so it seemed like from last year all the way till about January, February, all the news coming out about Scoot Henderson was like all doubtful. People were really talking about his basketball IQ, his commitment to the game, his decision making on the court, his inconsistency over with the G League Ignite. And then it just seemed like all of a sudden around like February, March, the whole narrative around Scoot Henderson completely changed. He's a generational talent. Oh, you got to draft him. You got to take him. And it's just like, is this like a marketing ploy? Like, does he have a marketing team pushing news about him? Because for the last year and a half, no. If you just go back and look at what they were saying about Scoot Henderson for about a year and a half before, that's the real news on Scoot Henderson. Those are the real red flags on him. It did all this new stuff about Scoot Henderson being this great generational talent, that people just started saying that, and it just seemed like a big marketing push right before the draft. It don't really seem like real news.
Well, FYF, it worked because everybody
definitely
on him.
it worked. It worked for sure.
Yeah.
But it also was one of the reasons why Dame is up out of there though. Dame knows it's going to be a rebuild. Simons ain't gonna cut it. They should have moved him. Simons is overpaid. Gave,
Let me ask you that contract with Grant. Grant is his man, right? So I'm thinking he got some of that money because Dame wanted him to get that money. He was gonna stay. No, so
but even Grant's overpaid. But Grant got his money, which is a good move if you're trying to win. But they didn't. They would have had to move off Scoot Henderson. And it still would have been a Portland Trailblazer just mid-year, and they wouldn't, they would have been kind of good and had flashes, but they wouldn't have been a championship contender. I thought they could have moved when I saw the opportunity for them to potentially move Scoot and maybe get a guy like a player of the type like a Zion, and you don't pull the trigger like. For me, I would have pulled the trigger on that.
I don't know they're doing that though. I think it's too late now. I think they're going.
No, it's too late now. Yeah, but there was a window of opportunity there to maybe get that deal done.
No question. And I was actually advocating on that. I said they should trade that 3 draft pick for Zion. Zion's already proven.
Zion would have been a good fit for Portland. Athleticism, quick, fast, athletic.
Hell yeah.
Nice for Portland to build with Shaden Sharp.
All he has to do is to stay healthy, but we know what Zion could do when he's playing. We all seen it.
That's what I thought. That's exactly what I thought.
What do you think about Fred VanVleet, Desmond Bane, getting the Tyrese Halliburton, getting a lot of big money? What do you think about that?
So when I looked at Desmond Bane and Tyrese, because when you look at Desmond Bane and Tyrese Halliburton's numbers, you're like, dang, that's a lot of money. But then when you actually look at the contract, they loaded up both of those contracts with so many incentives. Their true number is way less. So when I looked at it, Desmond Bane's true number is really like 130. He can now, and same with Halliburton, they can make up to that amount if they hit all the incentives, but that means they got to be second team All NBA, first team All NBA. Like they got to hit some crazy incentives to get to that max number. So it looks good, but that's not the true number that's going to be hitting the Pacers cap. So. Kudos for them for getting their money though.
They got to ball out.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, they got to ball out. Yeah, they got to ball out. It's a cineblading though.
Let me ask you this. You the best suited to answer this. You're a Portland guy. That's your team. What do you want to see next for Dame? Where can he go to win the championship?
Legitimate. Yeah.
So if you're looking at the real options that are out there, I'm only gonna say this, even though I don't like this. I don't think this is the best fit. But I gotta say, the first team, the most realistic scenario is Philly.
Agreed.
Because Harden wants out.
Right.
And because Harden wants out, it's just a perfect trade scenario to get Dame there and get Harden out, and maybe a third team's involved that involves Harden going somewhere else. So I don't know how they navigate that deal, but so obviously Philly. I mean, you have Miami. It looks like Miami with them trading, giving away Victor Oladipo. It seems like they're trying to open the door for something.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, but maybe a Tyler Hero trade is in the works to get Dame there. So maybe another young piece.
Probably gone too.
Yeah, you would have to give up another guy. So I mean, I would say Philly and the Heat, who are the front runners. I just don't really see. I think everyone else has an outside chance, or I just don't know if they really had the real pieces to get Dame. Like, people keep saying Phoenix Suns.
That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
You think Miami only got a real chance because that's the team that Dame wants to go to?
No, because of the pieces that they have. The Duncan Robinson contract, the Tyler Hero contract. There's another contract they have over there.
There's also
that I think
Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin.
Kyle Lowry. So they got the contracts to make it work. And my question would be: do they have the draft picks to send over to Portland?
And that's a lot of depth, though. I know Dame's great, but that's a lot of depth if you're the Heat, though. Like, that's a lot of depth, though. Like, you got to fill out your bench. Getting Thomas Bryant is good, and Josh Richardson. We're going to need some meat on the bones, you know?
Yeah, but they got that. I mean, if there's anybody I trust to go get depth out of nowhere, it's the Miami Heat. They know how to get some undrafted guys and it turn it into depth like no other. So I'm not necessarily worried. I'm not worried about the Heat getting depth because they'll pull a dude from the G League. That man averaging 15 points out of nowhere. So I'm cool with the Heat. I'm cool with the Heat on it.
And
they can find anybody.
Lamont, look at this. The Denver Nuggets lost Bruce Brown. With Denver losing Bruce Brown, so Jordan. Nice to meet you, Jordan Dyer. Nice to meet you, man. With Denver losing Bruce Brown, do you think a guy like a Michael Porter or Christian Brown need to step up huge for Denver to keep the repeat chances high?
I mean, the clear choice would be Christian Brown would have to step up, but I mean, the way he looked in the playoffs.
What about Michael Porter?
This was Porter's best year to me. Supporting role. He wasn't out there chucking. He was defending. Shit.
Word. Yo, Jordan, what up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
I think you get an echo too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's coming from you or me. Who's that echo coming from? I don't think it's me because I got this.
But I think Christian Brown's got. I think Michael Porter and Christian Brown's got big years for Denver. I think so.
All right, Jordan, you said you're not big on Brandon Miller. Why? Salute. See you later. What up?
Hey, I hope my mic's okay, but he's pretty one-dimensional as a player. He's not a very good defender. He's not bad, but he's not good. He's never been a great finisher. And I think I've seen a stat where against the top 50 teams in the tournament, he only put up like 12 points on like 39% field goal. I think he'll be a fine player, but I think he'll be more of a Michael Porter than like a Paul George or some other stuff I've been seeing.
Okay. All right. What about Victor? What y'all think? Can Victor lead a team in the Western Conference to at least the playoffs?
I mean, he can, but we have to wait and see. It's still early. He can, but we have to wait and see.
That'd be quite the accomplishment for a rookie, especially with that team.
Spurs need a start. Spurs have some talent with KJ, Keldon Johnson, Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, who's a bucket getter, but he was injured last year. But they need a star. They need a star. And they need defense. Spurs need some defense and some shooting.
Hey, I actually like Brandon Miller. And the one thing I don't get tricked into is You
like him better than Victor?
No. I'm just saying I just like him as a fit with the Hornets because I know the guy said he didn't like his defense, but defense at the college level, how players defend at the college level, there's been very few guys whose defense, even if good defenders in college, translates to the NBA. And then we've seen guys like Russ, who was looked at as a great defender in college, come to the NBA, and for the most part in his tenure in the NBA, he's been looked at as a average or below average defender some years. So sometimes, I don't know, college defense can trick you because if you got a good coach in college and a good scheme, you can look better on defense. I think the only true defender we've seen come out of college that's where it's translated is the guy from Baylor. that's now with Sacramento. I forgot his name. The sixth man. No, the sixth man, the guard that locks up, that was clamping up Steph. What's his name?
Davion Mitchell.
Yeah, Davion Mitchell. He's the only guy, but that's because Baylor in Scott Drew's system, he runs the NBA sets. He runs NBA defensive schemes and he runs NBA offensive schemes. So we knew. So it was easier to see how he would translate. So I think college can trick you. I think Brandon Miller, man. I mean, I'm talking about when I see this man play, and he's only having to score off 1-2 dribbles, and when you put that alongside LaMelo, man, I think he's gonna be tough. He don't need the ball.
You see the next Paul George in him?
I mean, I don't like putting a Paul George expectation on a guy. I mean, I just believe he's gonna be a really good player. I mean, to say he's gonna be Paul George is to say anybody's gonna be Paul George is a big leap.
Why about Michael Porter? You see Michael Porter in him?
I mean, I think he's different from Michael Porter in the sense that, like, again, sometimes I kind of feel like early in Michael Porter's career, he needed the ball in his hands to score. Brandon Miller's just not that type.
Basically, you're saying he's the next Brandon Miller, not the next Paul George.
Yeah, I don't know who he's going to be next. I mean, it's hard to say who he's going to be next. I just know his skill sets are going to complement LaMelo extremely well. That's all I know. His skill sets will like he's a quick shooter, makes decisions quick. He can get to the rim and finish. He's athletic.
What about Houston with the Thompson twins? You sold on them?
It's just, man, that's it. It's another tricky situation because how well will what they did at Overtime Elite? How well, like, is it going to translate immediately to the NBA? See, and that's the thing. It gets tricky because we saw them be dominant against really inferior high school competition,
right?
And to say it's going to immediately translate, I don't know, man. They were playing some bad teams, man. I'm not gonna lie.
True that.
Well, I mean, I saw them. They almost got scheduled against us, and the game got canceled. Like we played Shadeen Sharp and AZ Compass. Like we played them, beat them by 30.
Damn.
Right. You know, but Shadeen's still a good player. But so I don't know how good they are.
Good point.
And what about the Laker pieces? They got some role players. How y'all feel about it?
Gabe Vincent, Torian Prince, Cam Reddish. I mean, Jackson Hayes. They made some moves. Luis and Rui Hachimura.
I don't think Cam Reddish going to get that much burn, though. I think he's going to get a lot of play on the bench.
Sure, but the Lakers wanted Cam Reddish. Remember all December 20? Remember they wanted him in all of last year? Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that, Lamont? Getting the Lakers, though. Getting Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent, Jackson Hayes, Torian Prince, recent Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. I think those are good moves if you're the Lakers.
Okay.
Hey, the Lakers, they won free agency, y'all. There's no doubt about it. And you know who's in number 2, and they won't get credit. And the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns did some. They had some undercover sneaky signings. I'm like, bro, they got Met too.
Okay.
Phoenix Suns. They added defense length to their bench.
Watanabe, yeah.
Bro, they got shooting, bro. I don't know how they pulled it off. And they got good, bro. Woo.
That goes to show you that you could always find some good role playing talent if you're a smart GM. You just got to know what you're doing.
They got slick, bro. They hit people. They could surprise me. I said they're gonna be a problem now. They're gonna be a problem.
Jordan, what you think? Who won the free agency so far? Are you there? You muted yourself, by the way.
Jordan.
Yeah. Who won free agency so far?
For me, I'd say Dallas and LA. I like Dallas's move to get Davis Bertans off that team.
Okay.
Free up some cap space. I really like the Lakers getting. I think Austin Reeves for $15 million is insane. I thought he'd get like 25. To be honest.
Is Lakers your title favorites now? Out the West?
I don't know about that. Nah.
I'd still go Denver. Denver. I like Phoenix's moves too. Keeping Okogie, getting Eubanks off the bench on a minimum. Yeah, Bates Diop. I think he'll probably be a starter on that team. I'd probably go with the Suns in Denver before I go with the Lakers.
Yeah,
Okay.
Watanabe, who played with KD last year. Watanabe that could shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, Watanabe can play some small ball five too. I think a lot of people kind of miss that on the Nets. He's kind of bigger than he gives off.
Yeah.
What's your team, Jordan?
I'm a Kings fan.
Oh, Jordan.
Kings fan. Oh, okay.
Jordan, why do I have my number in the private? You can.
That's kind of rare because we don't get that. We don't get that too much. Usually, most people are Laker fans, and the typical team.
Nice. You're Kings. I wrote about you guys for my school project. I wrote about you guys. Light the beam. Light the beam. I'm a Knicks fan. Light the beam.
It was a good year, man, just to finally be there. And I've been riding with when we got De'Aaron Fox over Lonzo. I was so hyped. I don't want to be the whole I was right guy, but just him coming out of college and finally seeing him in the playoffs, and then him excelling in the playoffs it was really nice to see.
And then
so what do you want to see? How you think you guys could take it to the next level now, though?
That's the tough part. I think we're kind of hoping for a bigger year from Keegan Murray, and maybe we can move him with like Harrison Barnes to kind of get another forward on this team that's like an all-star level.
Right.
But I think it really is. It's going to take Keegan Murray kind of just being a little bit more aggressive on offense and kind of raising his trade value for us to take it to the next level. I think we're a playoff team. We're definitely not a contender yet.
Okay.
The Kings have a lot of. By the way, Jordan, you could check my number in the private chat. We can chat though. By the way, I send my number in the private chat, man. Same for you, John. But man, you guys have a lot of nice pieces. You have a great coach in Mike Brown, who did a good job with you guys. Domantas Sabonis had an MVP type season. Same thing with De'Aaron Fox. Also, I thought Malik Monk was a beast this season. 6th Man of the Year candidate. Davion Mitchell to the next step. I thought Alex Len gave you good minutes in the playoffs. I thought Trey Lyles was huge though in the playoffs. I mean, especially in Game 1 and Game 6. I mean, the Kings have a bright future coming up, man. Very bright future.
Yeah, I like Malik Monk when we did it, especially because him and Fox played together in college. They had a lot of kind of natural chemistry, kind of knew how to play off of each other, and he's a good 6-man. He kind of reminds he doesn't play like Lou Williams, but he plays that kind of role for us. And I really like him.
Okay. And were you shocked by this Dame?
Halburn.
Were you shocked by this Dame request, or you thought he was going to stay loyal and just stay on Portland?
Like a month ago, I would have told you I would be shocked, but like after everything kind of transpired and I seen it was more when they drafted Scoot, I kind of figured Dame would be out of there.
Yeah,
there was kind of a clog up at the guard position for them.
Yep.
Hey, you guys want to know a fun fact?
What's up?
Yeah.
Damian Lillard has never led the NBA in 3-pointers made ever in his career. Despite how much he modeled his game after Steph, he has never led the NBA in 3-pointers made.
Yep. Damn. Crazy.
I mean, he be taking those threes from the parking lot. So
that's true. That's true.
He be pulling up, taking like the longest threes, bro. Like, god damn. But yeah, man, I guess his playing wherever he goes next, so his playing style gonna have to change up a little bit. I don't think his playing style is good for winning basketball.
Yeah, the ISO ball, long range bombing, that's not gonna work. If he can just use more of the mid range game, attack the hoop type of game.
I don't know. It worked that one year against Denver, man, when he was lighting. They up for that double overtime when he should have gotten that foul, that and one to win it.
Yeah.
To win that damn game. When he dropped like 55 on like what?
The Iron Dallas game 5. He shot that crazy 3. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he had Austin Rivers, thank God, when he missed.
Yeah,
I remember that game. He was hitting crazy shots over Michael Porter, over Austin Rivers, over everyone in that game. And then game 6, that was probably Dame's best game ever. I'll be honest, he was on fire that game. We had double nickel and 10 assists. He was on fire that game. He was in Frego in game 5. And then game 6, he was up and down in game 6. But game 5, he was awesome in game 5, man. My thing I just think Dame needs to be a number 2 on the championship team, not number 1. But if he could be, to me, he'll be nice and more. He needs. What'd you say, Jordan?
I was just saying I agree with you. I don't think Dame could be your best player. I think he's like the best number 2 you could possibly have, but I don't think he could be your best player.
Yeah, that's the problem because he's a number 1 in Portland, and that's not equaling to winning basketball games. So or at least winning a big one, the championship. So he got to be a number 2. But he has to be on a team where there's a legit number 1 that he won't be fighting for position with.
I love
that
Dame.
is clearly better than him.
I love Dame, but I just think Dame's too inconsistent in the playoffs. Do you agree with that, Jordan?
Yeah, I think a lot of people forget how much trouble he had with the Warriors a couple years ago. And I remember Steph missed the first 2 games, and he still couldn't get it done.
Oh, the Lakers re-signed D'Lo?
And Pelicans too.
See you later in the comment section. He said the Lakers they got D'Lo at a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so they re-signed. All right. So he sold on the.
We got D'Lo for 17.
2 years, $37 million. Yep.
Lakers or the Kings? Who you said we?
No, Lakers.
Okay. So all right. So yeah. I mean, I got a feeling though. I don't want to burst bubbles, or trigger nobody, but I think whoever goes to the Lakers, people they're gonna win the championship anyway. Even if they didn't win this free agency, whoever they signed, I was gonna say is out of this world great anyway. So I just got a feeling because I live here in Los Angeles. I know how people get down. So it don't matter who the Lakers was gonna sign. Y'all was gonna say y'all won free agency anyway. But I would say this, y'all definitely got better. You definitely got better from role players. No.
Right. But a team that we gotta watch out for, the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think OKC is gonna scare some teams next year, man. With SGA, Lou Dort, Josh Giddey,
Chet Holmgren coming back too.
Chet Holmgren coming back. I mean,
I suspect 20 a game from him. He got to give me at least 20 a game.
I'm gonna be a little bit fair. I'm gonna say around like 15. I'm gonna say like 10, 15. 20.
He only gonna get. Oh, he could qualify for Rookie of the Year, right? Because this is
he could. He could because he missed it. He could, yeah.
So
he could, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he got to put on a show. And he got
with Pokashevsky, J-Dub, Jalen Williams. I think it'll be a legit team next year. Remember during the play-in this past season, they beat the Pelicans in the first play-in. They got shellacked by the Timberwolves because they had no size and no shooting. But I think it'll be a dangerous team this year.
You think they're gonna? I think they're gonna give Victor Rookie of the Year though. He's just because it's Victor. He's gonna probably run away with that.
Agreed. Wemby, yeah, I think they'll give it to Wemby. Yeah.
Wemby's kind of in a situation too where he can come in right away and be the Spurs' best player, whereas Chet has to play along, Shea and Giddey, and he just have less usage than Wemby does.
Yeah, that is true. So he's gonna have to have a. Go ahead,
you guys. I'm gonna bow out right now. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, John.
All right.
Stay safe, John. You're Jordan.
It's cool that it's cool that sorry to cut you off, G Money, but it's cool that John was able to come back. Because we was telling him like, don't assume that the Lakers was going to automatically win the championship. Remember, we kept saying that, G Money.
Yeah, we did.
You have to earn it first. We ain't just going to give you the championship for free. And
they got swept in the conference final. We didn't think that would happen. We were wrong too. We thought the Lakers would beat the Nuggets. We were wrong.
Oh yeah,
emphatically wrong.
So yeah, man.
But the Nuggets were just deep, man. I mean, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Christian Brown, Jeff Green. I mean, they had a whole lot of depth, man. I mean, Reggie Jackson.
See you later. My Knicks lost Obi Toppin for second-round draft picks that we probably not. Like we're not going to even really use. What the hell are we going to do with second-round draft picks?
Come on, man. Unless we use those picks for maybe like a Paul, unless Leon Rose maybe is using that for like maybe for a Paul George or James Harden trade. I guess that's probably.
Please, I hope we get Paul George in trade talks because I mean somebody got it. I want to see the Clippers blow up anyway. I think it's time to hit that reset button. So please, I mean, like,
we need to do something, man. What do you think, Jordan? What do you think New York needs to do to get better?
I think they need to move off of Barrett. I think Barrett's kind of the thing holding that team back. He gets so many touches, and he'll have one game where he'll have like 30 on really good efficiency and come out the next with 6 points on like fucking 3 for 15.
Man, I would always say we stuck between a rock and a hard place. We don't have a superstar, but we have very good players that could be like borderline all-stars, or they just haven't hit their peak or reached their peak yet. So it's like, do we stick with what we got and just help those guys turn into top 10 players in the league? or do we go out and get a top 10 player in the league?
For me, I would say keep Randall. I would say keep Randall, keep Brunson, keep Grimes. Consider trade quickly. Consider trade Mitch. Trade RJ. Consider trade Ihart for a top 10 caliber player. The only time I'll trade Randall is if we get like a Giannis or an Embiid, you know?
Okay. Giannis should be
I think it's going to take free agency for the Knicks to kind of take that next step. I think they got to clear up some space and kind of hope that somebody is looking at them, either whether it's this next summer or the one after that. Because Brunson's a hell of a player.
Yeah.
Mitchell Robinson had a huge playoffs. I mean, I really thought the Cavs would take that series, and then Mitchell just came out and shut Mobley and Jared Allen down. They got nothing in the post.
I thought we was going to beat Miami, so I was wrong on that. I most people, we slept on Miami Heat. So, you know, but it is what it is, man. Jackson Hayes is a Laker, right?
Yeah, we got him Laker now. No, I keep saying we. They got him on a 2-year minimum.
Oh, yes, that's why I thought you was a Laker fan, because you kept saying.
Well, Habitatus said we should trade IQ. Habitatus said we should trade Quigley, Randall, and RJ. Do you agree with that, Jordan? I mean, I know the RJ part, but do you think we should trade Randall and Quigley, Jordan?
If you guys got the right player, I would do it. Randall, I'd be a little more skeptical on, because you guys kind of built your team around him, and he fits well with Tom Thibodeau. He's on a pretty good deal too. I think he's making like $30 million. It's not too much.
No, he's making 24. He's making 24 around that 24. Randall.
Oh, so he's making less. So yeah, 24. It's. I mean, we just saw Bruce Brown sign for 22.
I'm good if we could get Paul George, keep Bronson, and we build around those two guys. I'd be happy with that.
Well, I don't want to. Right, but I don't want to trade too much to get PG. You know.
Yeah. I mean, we could still keep some solid role players. We'd be good.
Like Quentin Grimes. I don't want to trade Quentin Grimes. I don't want to trade Deuce McBride. I'd rather keep Isaiah Hartenstein, Jericho Sims.
Yeah. He said Randall is a bigger Westbrook. What are you achieving with him as your top dog? But apparently nothing. I mean, he's not a top 10 player. He's not a top 15 player. I think we need at least one marquee franchise player. In order to win a championship, you got to have at least a top player in the league.
Agreed.
I mean, every year is always a top player that, is on the team that's winning a championship. Rather it's a Steph, a LeBron, a Joker, a Giannis. You need one of those big dogs like that. And Knicks don't get none. So
yeah, that's true. Because Jalen Brunson is good, but Brunson's not a number one title team. He's not.
Oh, yeah. He's a good second option, though.
Right, Jordan. I want to ask you one question, Jordan. Do you think Jimmy Butler's a superstar, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think I consider a superstar, someone who can kind of just be your best player and take you to that championship. I think they need more help. But, yeah, Jimmy, his regular season stats wouldn't suggest it. But, I mean, this is the second time we've seen him will a team to the finals.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, my biggest knock against him is that he don't play enough consistently in the regular season. It's like he just one of those players that show up in the postseason.
And even then, I think Butler's more of a star. I don't think he's a superstar. He's good, but I don't think Butler's a superstar to me because, look, even this year's playoffs, let's use context behind it. He was only dominant against the Bucks, though. He played well against the Knicks, but he wasn't dominant against New York. Against Boston, he was good against he was kind of inconsistent against the Celtics. And against the Nuggets, he was kind of bad against the Nuggets, we're being honest. He's good.
Yeah,
he's a good player.
He wasn't great against the Nuggets, for sure.
He wasn't great, but he was kind of bad against them, to be honest, though. He's good. I love Jimmy Butler. He's a great defender. He's athletic, can play me, but I don't think he's a superstar,
You think the Celtics are the runaway favorites in the East?
I can't say runaway
favorites.
No.
Oh, Jordan, you said yeah.
Yeah, right now, yeah. I think Kristaps will do a lot for them. I mean, the main problem we saw with them is teams just being able to switch on Tatum and Brown. And just kind of make them play a lot of ISO ball. It's going to be harder to switch now that they have like an actual, post up and pick and pop big. You can't really they're going to have to just play a lot of more straight up defense and help defense rather than just switching.
Hell yeah. So, but yeah, man. We covered this for almost 2 hours, so we out. Salute.
Thank you for having me on.
G Money, thanks as usual. Jordan, thanks as usual. Hey,
And you
yo,
got
we
my
out.
number, Jordan, right?
Yeah, I saved it. I'll shoot you a text
All
right
right,
now.
thanks,
So,
All right, stay safe.
All right,
See ya.
peace, y'all.
Peace.